Hey, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai by Shem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Red Millstone. Peace and blessing to Yah and Christians truth throughout the four winds. Okay, on the screen is just a piece of some of my artwork. And as I was making this, just through the Spirit, it inspired me to do a lesson, on fearing the Lord. So I'm going to entitle this lesson, Fear the Lord, Avoid Complacency. And what I mean by that is, well, it's self-explanatory for one. We as people tend to get comfortable after a period of time of doing things. Okay, so we'll do things and it just becomes the norm. And we form a pattern of not being lazy doing the works, but it just doesn't have that new car smell to it, if you will. Like in the beginning, it's like joy unspeakable and full of glory. We have to keep it with that freshness, because if we don't, the Lord gonna check your ass to where it gets back to that freshness. Okay, we just got to keep it in its entirety and just keep it in a new feel, and all that stems to us basically doing one thing, and that's fearing the Lord. Because if we fear him, we fear Yahweh Shem Shai, then we're gonna keep keep up the work, and keep it to where it's always in the mind frame of teaching and learning. I'm gonna start at Psalms 1:11 and 10. It says, "The fear of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever." So that fear that we have, it's never supposed to die out. If it dies out, that hinders our learning, because it's telling you the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It doesn't say that wisdom ends. So when you keep fearing and digging for more and reading, the Lord is going to give you your portion. All right. So that's the things that we have to do. We have to constantly be in the mind frame of fearing the Lord, in all things. All right. And going to the Hebrew of this word fear, it's yara. It says fear, terror, fearing, fear, terror, awesome or terrifying thing, object causing fear. Fear of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, respect, reverence, pity, revered. So dreadful, exceedingly. So we have to understand, we have to constantly be in a phobeo mind frame. And that phobeo is fear, constantly walking and knowing that if I'm not doing what I'm doing, the Lord could take me out. He could take you out, he could take his spirit off of you, and he could just have you bugged out. You know what I'm saying? So we need to constantly move in the mind frame of fearing the Lord. Never getting too big for our own britches. Never too big to learn. We have to constantly fear the Lord. All right, this is Deuteronomy 6:24. And Yahweh Shem Yahshua commanded us to do all these statutes to fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua power for our good always. We fear the Lord for our own good. Always. That he might preserve us alive. So that's where you're going to get that everlasting life. That's where you're going to get that protection. When like soon you're seeing all hell's about to break loose. That constant fear of the Lord needs to already be embedded. That's why it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. That's fear. Okay, so that fear, when this time's coming, you'll be ready and you'll be excited for the times to come. All right, you won't be shaking like the world's going to be shaking, because you know that you fear the Lord, and you know that he's going to protect you and save you and your family and so on and so forth. Okay, so that fear has to run deep and it has to be consistent. All right, verse 25, it says, and it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh Shem Yahshua power, as he hath commanded us. So we're commanded to fear the Lord constantly. That's a commandment. Fear the Most High above all things. Fear him, because if you fear him, all other things are going to fall into place. All right. Psalms 40:8. I delight to do thy will, O Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Yea, thy law is within my heart. So thy law, that's part of fear. You're fearing the Lord. That's why you're not eating those abominable foods. That's why you're not doing shit that the world does. Okay? That's why. Because you fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Okay? Prime example of not, this is Jonah 1:1. Now the word of Yahweh Shem Yahshua came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Jonah was saying, arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. So if Jonah truly feared the Lord, instead of fearing the job of a prophet, he would have said, I'm going to do this and sell out doing it, because this is what the Lord would have me to do. Okay? Verse 17. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. The Lord got his attention. You're not going to fear. I'm going to make you fear me, if that's my will for you. Okay? The Lord chastens those who he loves. So if you're thrown to the wayside and you become a bug out, guess what happens? That's your lot. This really wasn't meant for you. Okay? But if you truly fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you're going to get your ass up and you're going to keep pushing. You're not going to be complacent. Okay? Hebrews 6:12. This is more of the complacency thing. You know what I'm saying? And 6:12, it says that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. So it's examples set up on how to move. It's examples of set up of doing videos, you know, and feeding the flock. It's examples of those things. Okay? You won't be faithful. You won't be slothful, Salakia. But you're going to move the way you're supposed to be moving. All right? To inherit the promises. All right? This is Ecclesiastes 10:18. By much slothfulness, the building decayeth. Okay, that's because you're not laboring properly. If you're laboring properly, that building won't decay. Things decay when it's a lack of busyness. So you have to constantly stay busy it's like a house. If a house is not occupied, what happens? You get rodents. You get grass that starts growing through. You know, you get roots and stuff popping up in the house. That's because it's not being occupied. All right? So, and through idleness of hands, the house droppeth through. So eventually, when you become slothful and slack, you as a building that's supposed to be laboring, you decay away. Okay? Your value drops to where it's basically nothing now. All right? So We have to constantly fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua and avoid complacency. If the Lord needs to hit a button to where you're sort of reset and line you back up, count it all joy. He could have threw you to the wayside to where he didn't even need you no more. You know what I'm saying? So we need to constantly fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? And I hope this is edifying. I want to say, call halal yamla, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, by Shem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, Neville's great millstone. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity. Till next time, Shalom.